Hey, we're back again, the John and Gene Show, Mafia Unveiled. So today I kept talking about we're going to do some lives last week. We talked about the lives. We did some lives today, and we got call-ins, DMs, and emails, and we're just going to catch up, and we're going to answer some of the people that have been writing us, asking questions of me and Gene. We got Eric behind the equipment there, and Mike's going to be reading them off. Mike, just take them in any order. It doesn't matter. Just pick some of them, about 10, 15 questions or whatever, and ask us what they asked. Doesn't matter the order.
Perfect.
Whatever you choose.
Yeah, let's get started. We have one right now from Cindy from Cali. So this one's towards Gene. Gene, love the way you talk. Any chance we can meet next time you're in Cali?
We're going down there at the end of the month, Mike, obviously. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind that. I'm open to that. Yeah, we
send
can
pictures through his email for verification first, right?
Yeah, give me a FaceTime. Wait, no, actually FaceTime. I've been bamboozled on that too.
You're enjoying your new life. I thought you were down there working. You got girls writing in.
Everywhere.
What kind of mob question is that?
Shit. Yeah, I could definitely. I'm open to that. So yeah, definitely Sydney. Yeah.
Who's paying? Because California, they're very liberal. She might want to pay too.
Split the bill. Yeah. Oh God.
So we have Bob from Virginia. Gene, why does it sound like you're jealous of Joey Merlino?
Oh, let me answer.
Bob from Virginia.
Okay.
He wants to know.
Hold on. So I'm not jealous of Joey Merlino. What happened is that. This is how I am. I'm a hothead. Everyone knows that. There's no denying that. When someone says something towards me or my friends, and I consider a lot of the ex-mob guys my friends, and he said he's going to come at us and do all this stuff and then bring up my name and other people's names, I'm never going to stop. I'm just going to get worse and worse. I'm relentless, and there's nothing to be jealous of. You know what I mean? The guy was a horse jockey, and he's the boss of Philadelphia Mafia. I mean, it's like being a fucking, basically being, I'd rather be a blood. You know what I mean? So, there's nothing to be jealous of.
Hey, wait a second. I got a lot of friends in the Bloods.
No, I'm saying I'd rather be in the Bloods than be in the Philadelphia Mob. So what I'm saying is no one's jealous of him, Bob. The problem is that he started this, and I'm just going to never stop. He says he's trying to claim that he's this stand-up guy. He's breaking every La Cosa Nostra rule. He's on YouTube. He's talking about stories. He doesn't talk about his rat dead uncle. He never brings that up. He never talks about how he still talks to Leatherface, which is named Tommy, who's a rat and an informant. So I could just keep going on and on with this guy, and I'm not jealous of him. I'm like the 50 Cent in this genre, like everyone says. I just don't stop, and that's it.
Well, I got to chime in one more time about him being on YouTube, because all the mob in New York they're talking against him, and I'm going to stick up for him,
right?
Because they broke every rule. Yeah. So why can't he live by his rules? Maybe that ain't one of his rules.
He's saying he's talking for the good guys.
All right, but it doesn't matter. But they're hating on him in New York.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He can never be recognized again. Absolutely.
We got Alex from Miami. John, years ago, I was in the nightclub in Pompano when you stabbed someone through the neck with a butcher knife while there was a uniformed cop working the front door. What were you thinking?
What were you thinking?
Obviously, I wasn't thinking. Well, here's the thing. Especially when I was younger, I was very, very reactive. So when someone did something or challenged me, I wasn't thinking. I just went to the bartender who I asked for a knife. He gave me a little lemon cutting knife. And they all knew me there. The guy that owned the place, his name was Ernie. He was friends with a friend of mine that owned restaurants and nightclubs in Jersey. So, I was a guest there, actually. So I went to the kitchen. I got a butcher knife. And the guy tried to belittle me in front of a girl, Dawn, that worked at Shooters. She happened to be a friend of mine. We were going to Champagne Lounge. And he pulled me by my neck. And then after that, I sat her down. I came back. And I warned him, don't touch me again. And the guy was a monster. So I said, didn't I just warn you? And he mushed my face.
Oh, man.
So when he mushed my face, I wasn't even thinking. I just pulled that butcher knife out of the back of my, I had it behind my shirt, and I was in a suit jacket, and I just put it through his neck. I wasn't thinking about the cop in the front. Actually, I did a show about this, not entirely about this incident, but his lawyer, and he had a couple guys with him. I stabbed his friend too in the stomach, but I didn't get him good. I grazed him.
Right.
But their lawyer, his friend's lawyer, happened to know Richie Raybach, who was my attorney, and he happened to be John Gotti Sr.'s lawyer at the time. Okay. And he asked the lawyer, Richie Raybach, is this guy also with Gotti? Because I know you're defending him. And Richie just smiled and told him, yeah. And he goes, well, I have a statement from his best friend saying he attacked him first. So when we went into court several times, the guy didn't die. And actually when I believe I was in Broward County Jail, I was back and forth on the phone with my brother-in-law and another guy and the girl. And they kept telling me he's in and out for different surgeries. They don't know if he's going to live. He lost a lot of blood. And I wasn't sure if it was better that he died or lived at that time because, first I'm younger, I'm a little stupid. And Florida, I think at that time, had the death penalty.
Oh, man, they're so bad out there.
And the hacks in jail, all the guards were, telling everybody, oh, this guy's nuts. So all the guys in the unit were souping it up, too, talking about they heard the guy died. And, everybody's messages, because it's all over the place. Right. It was on the radio. And he ends up living, obviously. But the guy was a bad guy. He had a problem already. He was a bully kind of guy. He brass-knuckled some young kid about a year before he had a pending case. He just came home.
Right.
And I really didn't think about that cop at the front door. I was just lucky that cop didn't shoot me.
Right.
Because he kept asking me to drop it. And, you're in the heat of the moment. You're not really hearing it. You're not hearing it.
Oh, yeah.
And so the guy must have been a half-ass decent guy because or a guy that just didn't want to kill me.
Yeah, he could have.
And they stripped me down, took all my clothes in a bag, actually left me in a police car in my underwear for a while they called in. I guess it was forensics and everybody else because they thought maybe the guy would die. But I wasn't thinking, obviously. It was just a reaction.
Well, so it's safe to say that anytime you go to a restaurant, they're not even giving you a butter knife to cut the steak, huh?
So. Yeah, I like knives.
These fucking Albanians, they love chainsaws, knives. Every time we beef with them, they come with all kinds of fucking weapons. Yeah. Go ahead.
So we got Steve from Tampa, Florida, actually. John, the night before you had to kill someone, were you nervous? If so, what was going through your mind?
Nah, I don't think you're nervous. I think you're just used to it at one point. Maybe the first time you're going to do it. The first time actually was with a bat, and I didn't know what was going to happen. They called me in the middle of the night, and I went to help somebody, and I ended up batting 3 guys, and one of them ended up dying eventually. He was a vegetable. But for a regular shooting, no, you just start, you're thinking. You might not sleep as well because of the adrenaline, but you're more so thinking and planning out how you're going to do it the right way and not get caught. It up. Yeah, you don't want to. You want to make sure you do it. You want to make sure you don't get caught, and so you're really planning it out because anybody could just do anything, but then get caught. You got to make sure that you're planning it the right way, and meaning is your car ready? Whoever got you the car, your weapons, what they're going to do with them after the work is done. The guys, you're going to make sure that you don't involve too many guys. So all that's going through your mind. So the guys don't talk, and each guy's limited to what they're going to know, who's going to burn the car, not to tell the other guy where they're throwing the guns. I don't let the guys tell the other guys where they're throwing them. So things like that are running through your head before you're doing work. I don't think it's more so that you're nervous. I think you're just overwhelmed, busy with details of making sure you're setting it up and doing it right. Gotcha. And I'm actually the shooter. I'm not the guy asking somebody else to do the shooting.
Or 6 blocks down.
Yeah, or I'm not 6 blocks down on a Paul Castellano hit. So.
Or like fucking John Panisi talks about when he killed they killed that kid. He was 7 blocks down. His friend shot him by accident.
Yeah.
He's talking about murder. The fuck out of here. Yeah.
We got Jacob from Arizona. In 1987, you and Greg Ryder were at Spratt's. This is towards you, John. When he tried to shoot someone, why were you charged with the gun?
Damn, 87.
Yeah. Well, Greg was a real good friend of mine. Me, him. Hunter was there, actually. Hunter is, you were in California with Marco.
Yeah.
Marco and Hunter. I think you met Hunter.
Yes,
he was a tough guy, Hunter.
Yeah, I did.
Hunter was there, and Greg and Hunter had a problem with some guys from Long Island. I happened to be there. His brother was a kid at the time. I believe only about 6. Yeah, Hunter's a nice guy.
Yeah.
His brother was about 16. Anyway, we were leaving the club, and they ran into some guys they had problems with. I always had guns on me. And Greg said to me, give me the gun. And I didn't want to give it to him. He goes, John, give me the fucking gun. So he went to shoot somebody. And afterwards, we jumped in the car. Somebody got my plate. And we were in a Cougar, and we were driving back towards his house on Meadowbrook Parkway. And a couple cop cars pulled us over. And there was nowhere to throw the gun. It was too late. So I told Greg, give me the gun, because he had an open case at the time. So if he would have got hit with that gun, it would have been a second felony. Right. It would have been on. So I said, I'll take the weight for the gun. Richard Hartman was my attorney at the time, who was head of the Nassau PBA. was a corrupt bastard. Later on, he gets caught in a couple $1 million. He was gambling in Atlantic City. He didn't pay it, whatever. But he happened to be a lawyer, and he told me at the time, Angelo Ruggiero, actually, the father came, and Mark Ryder, they came to court. They bailed us out, and they told me they're going to get Richard Hartman. It cost me $10,000 at the time only, and you're going to walk with probation. That,
All right.
We got the thing covered.
Yeah, guns back then was nothing.
But I had to do it
yeah.
so Greg wouldn't go away. And but actually, we had a lot of fun in the. It's funny because I think about we had Michael was a baby at the time. I mean, baby, 16, and we're all chained together against these. They had this post, and we just played around, laughed the whole time, telling Michael he's going to go to jail and teasing him, and we were laughing.
We got Michelle from Texas. She wants to know why you guys joke around on the show so much.
I get that question. I got it also in court. And the reason why it's such a serious conversations of killing and bodies and blood and, people getting butchered, you can't constantly be so serious. I mean, even though it's terrible life, but by joking, you alleviate some of this also because, it's not fun talking about this stuff, even though it's, part of our life and our living. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Gene, but we like to joke. We like to laugh. We like to, enjoy ourselves at the same time, even though this is our past. It's not our present and future.
Right. So my true identity is I'm a comedian. That's what I do. I'm a ball breaker. Anyone that grew up with me and knows me, this is what I do. I'm known to be a very funny guy, hysterical. I love breaking chops. We love playing around.
Did people tell you you're a clown?
Yeah.
They look at you like a clown?
Yeah.
Do I look like a clown to you?
Really a clown?
For the people that don't, that's Goodfellas with Joe Pesci.
Yes. So I was always growing up known as a jokester and break balls. So, yeah, that's what I love to do. I am like 2 in 1. It's like I'm either this funny, nice guy or I'm this lunatic. So it's like you get either or. We like to play around the show. I have dark humor as well. People might think it's, not funny, some things we laugh about. But we are just two guys that enjoy, breaking balls and having fun. That's all.
And we're good friends. And we're together all the time. So we laugh. We know each other's humor. We bounce off each other's seriousness or playing around. And, it's entertainment for some people. And a lot of people like us joking. Some people don't like it. We can't make everybody happy, and it's just the way it is. But, it's part of life, and it's good to laugh for anybody.
Tommy from Vegas wants to congratulate you, John, for being on the cover of Life magazine. He wants to know where he can get a copy.
I was in Life magazine. It's got to be 2 or 3 months now. It was the cover in Germany.
They put you on the cover of Life magazine. That's crazy.
And the reason for people that don't know is I do a lot of work with kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that contact me, we don't talk about it much. I try to help as many people as I can, especially in the Albanian community. And they asked me to come out to Germany, talk to me. They interviewed me. And it was between me and a couple other people, I guess, and they didn't tell me that. After the interview, he said that he made his choice and put me on the cover of the magazine. But he can get that magazine online in Germany. It's in stores. It's out there. It was pretty well-known magazine out there, obviously, Life magazine. So it was probably, it was one of the biggest accomplishments. I was in a ton of magazines at this point in every country. I was GQ Centerfold. I was in Forbes magazine, Hollywood magazine, Society in France, in Switzerland, but to GHQ in the UK. But this was the number one biggest thing to hit a cover of a magazine for me.
But what about when we were in the movie Pony? What if they put you on the cover of fucking GQ?
Yeah. And that'll be the
Elton John suits.
Yeah, I mean, I did Living Well magazine in Albania, a couple of, but I do they're doing multi-page articles on me, 10, 12, 40 pages, 30 pages. Wow. In Tampa here, they did Cigar City magazine. They did about 15 pages on me. So, it's, and it's for positive stuff working with kids.
At the end of the day, they could say whatever they want about you and me and everything. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People are going to be like, yo, this guy's on the cover. Think about where we came from. Yeah. Running around Queens fucking doing the crazy shit we're doing to what we're doing now. It's amazing. Come on, man.
They're doing a lot of work with kids and people don't say that.
Yeah, but I'm saying
all these talks at schools and lectures and working and, getting hired from ex-police departments that arrested me at one time. I was in Winslow Township. I was at Queen's House. I was in Hackensack. I was, constantly Ocean City, New Jersey with Mitch Little, the chief of police there. I filmed there, my song there. He did a skit for me. at the precinct, got locked up there during a song I did with an Albanian singer. So, you know, it is an accomplishment when you work with kids and trying to do positive things, keeping them away from some of these crazy stories we tell.
Yes.
Melissa from New York. Gene, John travels a lot in Europe. Will we be seeing you out there with him?
Yes, absolutely. He just gave me the great news that I'll be traveling as his bodyguard. So I will be with him going through Europe. I have to get a passport, but I am now allowed to leave the country, you know. So, yeah, I will be traveling all over now. I have nothing holding me down. I'm allowed to go where I want. The only thing is I have to go on a plane for 9 hours, and I don't know. That's just the horror.
Oh, you got to bring our vodka with us.
Bring the vodka.
We're going to have that Legacy 11. We drink it before we go
I am
anywhere.
going to be everywhere. Like I said, me and him only separated because of my situation. Other than that, we never would have. We stood true, great friends through no matter what. We never turned on each other like all these other guys do with each other. And we will be touring everywhere. Bottom line. Yes.
Bobby and Kathy in Tennessee. Me and my husband love watching you guys. You keep it real and raw about the life. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I got to tell you, that's a nice message because we try to just be honest. And I've said this over and over again. You know, some of the bad things we did. We can't take them back, but we do a lot of good things now. And, you know, it's hard because we do have tempers, and you got to check your ego and your humility and make sure that we don't lose the message to the kids. And 80% is about what we used to do because everybody's interested in the stories. 20% is to pass our message. And to tell you why it's got to be that way, because if you look at my Instagram, I'll post some serious stuff on there, and you get a 1,000 views, say. But when I talk about this life, I'll get 5,000. It's just the way it is. People want to hear these stories, and I get they're interested. They want to be entertained.
Right.
They don't want the seriousness either. They want somebody to joke. But I appreciate the message from the husband and wife.
Right. Also, I'm very outspoken. I tell her how it is. Don't ask me something if you don't want to hear the truth. So we keep it raw, uncut, nothing scripted. We just keep it real, and that's what everyone told me since I got in this business. Johnny brought me out on Vlad TV. I remember like it was yesterday. I was home 3 weeks. I looked like a fucking ghost. I just came out the hole. I was pale as the white wall. I looked skinny, cracked out. I said, what am I doing? You're going on Vlad TV. It's like the biggest YouTube show. I don't even know what I'm doing. So since then, I always says, I keep 100. This is how I am. I'm raw and uncut, and that's exactly how I kept it.
We hit the top 6 of the year in that show.
Yeah, I know. It was like millions, and that's not
Mariah Carey's husband. What's his name? I always forget his name. The ex guy, the black singer.
Nick Cannon?
Yeah, Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. Yeah, we beat him out. Sorry, Nick. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings, Nick.
Justin from Philly. John, can I just pay you the money Sammy owes you so we don't have to hear about him anymore?
No, you know what? It's entertainment for me now. I'm just going to torture everybody and Sammy about that 3. I don't want the money from anybody. You know what? What was his name?
This was Justin from Philly.
Justin from Philly. You know how many people actually said they'd send me that $3,000? I did get it. I was on another show when a guy said, I'll send the $3,000. He'll cash app it to me right then. And I told him, no, it ain't the $3,000. It's the point that the guy, through his history, has scumbagged and fucked every one of his friends or business partners ever. So why should I make up with a guy that's done that? Because, it's like that little story they tell about the turtle that goes across the lake and takes the cobra with him, and he promises him they're going to bite him. And as soon as they get to the other side, he kills the turtle, and as the turtle's dying, he asks him, why would you do that? He goes, you knew I was a snake. You knew I was a cobra. What'd you think I was going to do? And that's the same thing with Sammy. So I tell everybody.
Poor Sammy, this guy.
I give Sammy the same thing I'm always going to give him here.
Man.
I'm like that illegal immigrant that did it to the police, but I'm doing it to you, so you deserve it. They didn't, the cops. So I'm pro-police. Sorry, you don't like it. It's too bad.
Well, Justin, if Johnny doesn't want the money, I'll be more than happy to take it. We got Anthony from Queens. This one's for Gene. Gene, I grew up with you. Why did you shoot up Club Remy? Oh. Yeah, Gene. Why'd you shoot up Club Remy?
Oh, yeah, Gene. God. Yeah, Gene. I want to know about that story.
Wow, somebody wants me to go off on John Gotti's grandson, I guess. Oh, my God. So Frankie Albano, who's Angel Gotti's oldest kid, we were all out in Club Remy. Somebody just wants me to tell the story, so whatever. So we were all out, and we got into a huge brawl. And I was with me, Frankie, all the kids from my neighborhood. and a bunch of kids. We got into a fight with a bunch of kids from Whitestone, and I believe this kid's name was Robo. He's like a tough guy from that area, and he knocked Frankie Albano out cold. He was like this, look, sleeping, snored out cold, took his chain with the picture of his grandfather on it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, now at the time, you all know Peter. I always talk about Peter Gotti. Peter Gotti, who's John's youngest son, was a fucking psychopath. He was a lunatic. He was one of the most feared guys in the area. I never lie. This guy, you seen his black expedition? Everybody ran. Okay, so he ended up having to going to get the chain back. Long story short, we destroyed the nightclub. We threw something through the window, and the guys were trying to get us locked up, the owner. Like, pulling, at the time, I was standing up.
Where's the club at?
In
Long Island?
Long Island, Astoria, I believe it was, Astoria. And they put a thing through the window, one of my friends, and they tried to get him locked up, whatever. So the guy ends up getting him locked up, actually. And they asked me to do a favor, go back there and, cause them, some damage. So I says, yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. I was 20 years old. I was out of my mind. I had my cousin Joey steal a Jeep Cherokee. We went by. I had a Tech 9, and I fucking lit the whole place up. But
So then why does Frankie attack you so much? Why does he not like you then? If you
Frankie
stuck up for him.
Frankie Albano hates me so much because over a girl. That's what happened. He was going out with, all right, so I originally started dating a girl named Maria Ferrone, and I went to jail for the kilo cocaine case, and she wasn't really my girlfriend. I just fooled around with her, you know what I mean? So he started going out while I was gone. He goes, yo, you don't care? I says, no, I don't care. So when I came home, she was in love with me. So long story short, my friend Danny Crockett got shot through the neck, and he didn't come to the hospital. So we were like, who the fuck's this kid to get? I said, you know what? I'm going to take his girlfriend. I took his girlfriend. And that's why he really hates
Well, it was yours first.
Yeah, but I stole him from her. And then, he was always butthurt over that. And then he went to Long Island and became a dopehead. And then never came back around. And that was it, And that's why he hates me so much and comes at me. But we used to be very close, me and him, And that's just, that's why I shot up Club Remy. Frankie Albano got his fucking head knocked off his shoulder. He was like this, look. Sleeping. So yeah, that's why.
So I mean, obviously we would love to get to everybody's. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to. But
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are going to be doing this a lot more often. These little Q&As.
Yeah,
So
but
I
those
think
were
for
good
today-
questions for other people. Actually, we'll take these questions once in a while. It doesn't matter, and we'll choose them randomly and do like we just did now. And it's hard to do everybody's questions. So many people writing us, DM us, emailing us, calling in, and they constantly ask questions. Actually, when they write us on a lot of our shows on our YouTubes. So when they write, we have no way really to get a hold of them. So those people that write, you should go. And when you're asking those questions, we like that you engage on our YouTube, but you should email us on our show directly. And the people that are working with us and for us and assistants, they'll go through the questions. They'll give it to guys like Mike or Eric or whatever, and they'll read it out to us and we'll answer some of these questions. But it's just impossible. Some people get mad, so you don't answer. I mean, there's literally millions of followers. So, it's impossible. Just my Instagram is 500,000+. So, it's very hard to answer everybody.
Yes. So, like I says, you could DM me. I will answer what I can. Like I says, we're going to be doing Q&A a lot. We used to do it on the Johnny and Gene show when it first started, but I was doing it off the phone, remember, because we were just starting the podcast. Me and you are... You know what's great? I have to say this. People were like, oh, they're buying subs, they're buying views. Me and this guy were electronically illiterate. We had no idea what we were doing.
Well, I like when someone says we're writing them. Writing them? I don't
first,
even know how to write one on my own page.
So when I got out of prison in 2020, I did not even use an iPhone. So they would say, oh, they're buying. We were not buying nothing. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just learning it. We took a shot with it, and it blew up. So, like I said, we're back on everything. We're doing Q&As. We're back to normal. That's
well,
it.
I like because they got all these different sites.
Yeah.
There's group sites about the mob, this, and they'll write, oh, that's got to be John. And I'm like, John, I don't even know how to join it. I still don't know how to go live on Instagram. You got to do it for me, right, Mike?
We did. I just set it up for
I
you
don't
a few
know.
minutes ago.
When they talk, I laugh. I go, listen,
So-
at first I don't even have the time to do it.
They say we're buying subs. We're doing all of this. We don't even know how to do that. So, that's it. We're back, though.
We're busy with our own little life.
Yeah.
We ain't got time to go on shows and troll. I mean, it's just crazy when people say that. So, anyway, I hope you guys liked the Q&A, and keep doing it. We'll do it every once in a while. We'll answer questions, curious about topics that you want us to answer, and just follow, subscribe. That's the biggest thing. We want to hit that 100,000 subscribers this month. So, I keep asking everybody to, pass it along, subscribe, share our content. Any content you want, let us know. And again, our bats are back, along with our books, our shirts. Hire us for events, hire us for lectures. We're available.
Wedding singing, we're doing it all. All right, make sure. Take care.
See you, everybody.